All right. So the first question right off the bat, right? Answer me this, Shane. What is the Matrix?
The computer generated. It's a computer generated reality world that we all live in. So we can be battery for artificial intelligence.
So from the first I hear that, right? The first thing I remember was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Right? Basically, we're all Star-Lords powering this machine. In Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Star-Lord is Eagle's battery to do whatever he wants.
Okay. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot all about that. Yeah, I was going to say, what are you talking about? There was no connection between Guardians of the Galaxy and
No.
Matrix.
It's just a
But yeah,
just
they're just using people as batteries.
which I thought it was really cool because like the machine can do all this stuff, right? But it can't figure out how to power itself.
Well, yeah, but here's the problem. Why would AI need us? What's its purpose? I mean, the AI purpose now it's do what we. But so once they lose us, then what do we need? Why does the AI even need to exist?
So what is the purpose of extending their life?
I mean, artificial intelligence. Its whole function is based on its purpose. If it loses its purpose, then why does it need to exist?
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Plus, it also comes down to what you believe is AI.
Oh, it's something else, right? Or
To
something
me, AI
else.
is to me AI is already exist. It's already a machine. You know, you keep hearing, "Oh, the United States in a race against either Russia or China or some other nation for AI." I'm like, we all have AI already.
Oh yeah, I figure. Yeah, it's not.
It's artificial intelligence. Yeah. I'm thinking once it becomes something like you see in this movie, or it comes to something like you see in the Terminator movies.
Yeah.
That's beyond artificial intelligence. Is an intelligence.
Well, I would say artificial intelligence. We see it, right, but not to the extent of what we think, like in the movies, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm saying to me, artificial intelligence is going to have a limit.
Have a limit of what he can decide.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. We program it, and then they want artificial intelligence apparently to program itself. But the problem is there's a limit to where programming can go.
Okay.
And then it stops. If it goes beyond that, then it's intelligence. It's a life form now.
It's a life form, regular intelligence, not artificial.
It's not going to be artificial. It maybe had its roots in artificial intelligence, but after that, if it's doing thinking without more functions within it, beyond its functions, then that's just life.
Well, so my take on this is like the AI we have right now, right? I consider that like a Roomba. You know how Google or Amazon.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, but big artificial intelligence is way beyond Roombas already now.
Really? Like what?
Yeah, I mean, artificial intelligence. They got programs on the computer where you're talking to it. You think you're talking to a person, you're talking to a machine. It just it has enough. It has enough functions. Yeah, it has enough functions that you're not going to. Remember, we watched what was it? iRobot.
Right.
Remember where Will Smith has to ask the right questions. If he asks the wrong questions, then you get a response. The same thing with Alexa right now. You ask Alexa, I'll sit there and I ask Alexa questions, which I don't know what Amazon does. They ought to record everything I ask. That way, eventually, if she can answer every question, I will assume that she's eventually.
Oh.
But I can ask enough questions. She doesn't know what I'm saying.
No, you're right. Like I feel like the Amazon device. I don't want to say the name because I have one behind me.
But that is artificial intelligence.
Yes, there's definitely artificial intelligence.
It's already artificial intelligence. Everybody assumes we won't have artificial intelligence until we get something like Terminator.
Oh yeah, they want like something. Someone wants something far advanced than now.
But I'm like saying that's not artificial intelligence, especially in Salvation when he meets that last machine. That's beyond artificial intelligence now.
Right. Yeah, it's different from artificial intelligence. Yeah. But this Matrix mainly focuses on artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
And I didn't think about like.
And that's the thing. But I'm just saying though, people in our day and time, they're always artificial intelligence bad. Artificial. I'm like, if we move to something that's going to do that, we've already passed artificial intelligence.
Yes. Ooh, I agree. So it's people's definition of artificial intelligence is very different.
Yeah, I think people's definition of artificial intelligence needs to change.
It needs to change.
Because artificial intelligence is in the name. It's artificial.
It's artificial. It's not. Yeah. Wow. Blown my mind. I thought we were just going to talk about the Matrix and how cool it looks.
We're going to talk about Matrix, but we got to start off with something hard.
Well.
Okay, let's get to the Matrix.
Okay, so this movie came out in 1999, right?
Yeah.
And I just recently we recently watched it this week, and it still holds up very well to today.
Yeah, it does.
Except the the cell phone parts were a little bit older before. That was the age before smartphones and stuff.
Well, the problem is it took them to a time. We got to remember this movie was take place well in the future, like 2199 or something. Okay.
2199.
The problem is the artificial intelligence, after it beats humanity, has to make a world for them to live in. It has to make a world where artificial intelligence has not existed yet.
Oh, that's
So
right.
they don't
That's the
question
dream
it.
world.
So they're stuck in the 1999 forever. So they will always have those crappy things. They're never going to get an iPhone. Never.
Never. It's just in that time period.
Yeah, and these robots will not ever allow them to come up with that stuff.
Oh, because they're mind controlled basically under this.
Yeah, they are mind controlled. Yeah, they're fed. I mean, they're fed enough to question life, think they're up to a point, or either dread life, and never move on beyond that point.
Wow. So
I mean, they either live in a delusion where they're so smart that they don't ever create anything else, or they hate their life so much they won't even walk out of their apartment and deal with other humans.
Yes. So like Keanu Reeves is kind of like the introvert.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm sure this world is filled with introverts because you got to think the city is called Capital City. That's it. The name of this is mixed with all kinds of buildings throughout human history, and nobody questions anything. It reminds me of Dark City, which
it's very similar. I was looking at the production stuff of this movie, right? And a lot of the sets from The Matrix, when Trinity is in the beginning running on the rooftop, they said they were using the production from Dark City to save money.
Yeah, and that's the truth. But that goes for a lot of movies. A lot of movies use other production sets to save money. So, I mean, I think if somebody's trying to make the link between the two movies, how similar, and I think it just happens. But I mean, you got to think people are reading scripts in a circle, and everything's in Hollywood, so you're going to come up with a similar. It's not basically your story, but you're going to get ideas or something that's going to come similar. That's why we always have movies that's similar.
It's similar, yeah.
Period of time. But that's because those scripts are moving around. And
this one was actually based on an original idea, right, from the Wachowski brothers back then, but now just called the Wachowskis. Was Dark City based on a book? The sisters now. Is Dark City based on a book also, or is this original idea?
I don't know. I don't remember if it is or not.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's just one of those movies I liked. I thought at the end, it's like, wow, something else.
Or just like this one.
It's similar. It runs along similar lines with this story. I mean, there's a big giant difference between who the kind of antagonists are in each story. This one's AI. The other one's alien.
The other one's alien. This one's AI.
Yeah.
AI is like, so in the Matrix is something that we created, right? Like the AI we created.
This is supposed to be something we created. You know how that movie Her? And the
not.
AI, you never saw the movie Her? Oh,
no,
God, where the guy makes romance with the alien, with the AI voice.
Yeah, I have not seen it.
The AI voice he is so boring that she's going to go off with more different AI.
Really?
More AI, because he does not have the mental capacity.
Oh.
And basically, this is probably what happens. They keep building AI, and then the AI decides, well, humanity, we just don't need them. But to me, if AI ever has that kind of mentality, it's past AI now.
So we haven't coined that term yet.
Because I mean, AI for us is a purpose for humanity.
Yeah, artificial is just what we think it happens.
Once you decide you're above humanity, then you're not.
So what do you think that term would be once we pass AI? What should we call that? You just said that, which by then it's just intelligence.
Yeah, it's just a note of intelligence like us. Anything else on Earth.
Oh, it's not artificial anymore. Artificial, it just comes.
I mean,
logical.
it has roots. I mean, all because people make it, but I mean, people make babies all the time, and the kid's like gives you the finger eventually and moves out.
Right, artificial intelligence.
Artificial intelligence.
No, see, artificial intelligence, you could kind of tell what it's gonna do, but
I mean, it's an intelligence based in a machine.
Yeah, but once you get past that, you'll never know what that person.
But the story of and that's the thing. The story of the machine becoming deciding it wants to break free and do its own thing. I mean, that's an old story already. I mean, because we see it we keep saying Terminator and stuff, but it was also in what was that? forgot what I wanted to say now.
Dang it!
Movie.
What movie?
The space TV show.
The space TV show? Star Trek? Lost in Space?
No, the one with the Cylons. Star Galactica.
Yeah, Battles. Because I never seen this, so I just said
Battlestar. Those people built all those robots, and they do that, and then all of a sudden the robots decide they want to make their own culture and then wipe out
everything else.
Yeah, everybody else.
How come this, like, I know, like, on TV shows and movies, right, you gotta show conflict. Otherwise, it's not worth it to watch. Yeah, I would like you once watch a TV show or movie, right, where the aliens are weaker and dumber than us. Oh, we did. It's called District 9.
or you could watch Star Trek.
Oh, okay.
Original series.
Oh, you're right. Actually, even the J.J. Abrams one, I don't even know how to get on Star Trek. They do show
artificial intelligence.
Artificial intelligence and other races that we help, or that they help, right? Like alien civilizations.
I mean, because even their Star Trek show where Data is an android tries a Starfleet that he is a life form and needs to be respected as a life form. Otherwise, they're going to disassemble the work they can build more androids.
So, what else did you think about The Matrix? I mean, this is like...
Go ahead. I saw it back, and I apparently didn't watch it that many times, because when I watched it again, I was like, man, I didn't remember a lot of this.
I didn't remember a lot of it, yeah.
Vaguely remember it, and I thought, I don't remember it being as good as it was.
Yeah, when it explained, right?
I mean, the only part I don't like is the dialogue. So much dialogue.
Yeah, there's a lot of dialogue.
The dialogue, I'm like, I get the story. I'm not stupid. I don't need all this dialogue. And a lot of the dialogue is like, it's a circle. It's like, we could be this, we could be that, or we could be nothing. I'm like, you can't not be nothing. That's just impossible.
Well, actually, on that video I watched about the production, they did say there was a lot of dialogue just in the 45 minutes into the movie.
Yeah, they say that they explain the story, but I'm like, why? I mean, I've got the story. I've already seen a lot. I mean, come on, I've seen a lot of sci-fi, so I already know this. I mean, we're in the computer world. I already get you.
Hey, but the thing about the dialogue is it didn't make the movie seem any longer, right?
No.
It didn't seem like that.
The movie, the big thing about the movie is you're in an alien. I mean, there's not that much sci-fi you've never seen. It's the action that you've never seen.
Yeah, it's action. I was gonna point that out. So besides this is probably one of the best martial arts movies I've seen in that American production. I'm gonna count out the Jackie Chan stuff, right? Because you can't have a Jackie Chan movie and not have a good action sequence.
But also, they were training by somebody from Hong Kong.
Yes.
So. But I'm thinking this is a good merger. I mean,
it was.
Why wouldn't Hollywood embrace Hong Kong action style?
Yeah.
I mean, Hong Kong is copied American action style. If you merge the two, you'll get something even better.
Yes. So I was going to say, before this action sequence, right, I think Blade was the only one. Blade came out before this, right? I can't remember.
Yes, Blade came out.
Because Wesley Snipes knows martial arts, but he's not well known for knowing martial arts.
Yeah, you're right. He's not.
He's not. But then the fight sequences in Blade was really good. And
he's never been given a lot of. He hasn't been given a lot of other movies to show off their skills.
Yeah.
I mean, by watching Demolition Man, I mean, he's awesome, but I wouldn't have thought he was a kung fu expert or anything.
Yeah, you didn't know he was kung fu expert, but he was.
I mean, you don't put him. Yeah, you wouldn't put him up there with Chuck Norris.
No.
But maybe you should.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of like Jason Statham. He's a martial arts expert too. But from all the movies you've seen, right, it doesn't really showcase that unless it was like the transporter.
It depends what country or what country is making the film. Because I've seen films where he is art, but they're not American films.
Yeah, they're not.
So I don't know if it's just against it or what. Come on, dude.
I know.
On this train.
So now everybody knows kung fu.
Growing up when kung fu was the thing, it was karate first, Karate Kid, but then everybody in the kung fu.
Yes, kung fu.
Get the master kung fu.
I do like I like Keanu Reeves' Bruce Lee thing when he does the thing with the nose.
Yeah.
When I first saw that,
himself.
Yeah, he did that himself. I was like, oh my god, that's Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee's the only person I just
assumed that if you're gonna upload programs, it's actually a pretty cool thing. But
yes, I love that. I love that idea.
I don't really want to do that because if you could be programmed, then somebody control you.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's a cool way of learning, right? Like, when I first
it's a cool
saw
way of
that,
learning, but like I said,
you just upload the program.
All somebody has to do is slip something in there, and then you're there. They'll have you on your knees barking like a dog, dude.
I feel like the idea of that, like, learning instant stuff immediately, right? Is probably the simple idea. Is like, man, I could put this program in my computer, like Photoshop, 3D rendering program. Like,
that's the thing.
what if I could do that to myself?
You could do that. Watch somebody paint and put it up in there.
Yes.
The paint
I'm
out.
a painter. I know Kung Fu.
So the thing is, if you were going to do a training, like a martial arts training, I mean, you're going to do a Bruce Lee deal.
Yes. I was thinking on this part when they learn stuff so quick, it's like Demolition Man again. Well, not again, but it's like Demolition Man.
But they don't learn it real quick in Demolition Man. Remember, they're asleep and they're just constantly learning the skill.
Yes.
But yeah, it's the similar thing to Demolition Man.
Yes.
I mean, this is an idea that's around in books and stuff.
Yeah.
Loaded people. I mean, even Elon Musk company, they want to put that jack into people's head.
Yeah.
So you access memory, access information quicker. Well, the thing is, they add information in there and it'll allow you to do it. It's supposedly to combat AI. I'm like, come on, if AI is making stuff, AI is going to own you.
How do I sign up for that? Can I be one of the guinea pigs for that project?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's pretty easy. They got to have somebody who's willing to do that.
Yes.
I'll miss you, dude.
It's really funny?
Especially when I'm in the future and I'm fighting AI and stuff. I have to fight you, dude.
It's really funny? Well,
we're going to do the fight scene just like in a Matrix.
Oh, man, I forgot what I was going to say.
I'll dodge bullets. I know because I keep talking.
No. I was thinking like, I was going to talk about the science of this thing. Okay. Like people like to find plot holes, right? Because I guess this is one of the movies that I really like. So, I mean, for me, right, I didn't understand any of the science, how that was going to work. Like going from the real world to the Matrix, right? So the people from was it Nebuchadnezzar, the ship?
Yeah.
They're able to use that telephone wire to hook into the Matrix, right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, so if they were able to do that, wouldn't the people who ever designed the Matrix kind of find like, so in a way they should be viruses, right? Like, hey, these are the group of people that should not be here.
Agent Smith even tells them he's a virus.
Oh, yes.
Even though I have a problem with this conversation, because this conversation started off, you're the only mammals who go somewhere, they'll use up everything, and they go somewhere else. I was like, no, owls do that, horses do that, rats do that, rabbits do that, deer do that. Every mammal on Earth will eat up its own life.
Yeah, consume everything here and then go on, right?
But he's like, oh, just humans do it. I was like, for a computer program, they're kind of stupid.
What did Smith say? Did he say we were the only mammals?
Yes, he said we're the only mammals to do that. I was thinking all mammals do. That's in our nature.
Maybe he's only familiar with humans. I don't know. You're right. So that's a major thing right there, right?
But so a plot hole. That's just That's when less dialogue is better.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
But I mean, it moves this along because he's beating on Morpheus.
Yeah, Morpheus.
Which is cool. I love Morpheus.
Dude, who doesn't like Morpheus? How do you get those sunglasses? I would like basically it just.
Oh, those are specially made sunglasses. Yeah, those are specially made sunglasses. All the there's a sunglasses company, a little one. It actually came to set and made sunglasses for everybody.
Really?
That's back in the 90s. I had sunglasses like that. Not like I had more ones like Neos.
Yeah, the Ray-Bans, right?
Yes. Well, no, they're not Ray-Bans.
Oh.
No Ray-Bans at all in any of these. It's when back in the 90s. That's when they had all the. They even I had some glasses.
Some Oakleys were like that, yeah.
They're lens. They're just lenses, and then all the other things hangs off of it. I had some ones till the screw fell off, and then that was the end of that because I was like, I can't find a little.
So it's not something that pinches your nose right here, like the bridge.
I think on his did.
On Morpheus did, yeah.
Yeah, Morpheus did, but everybody else had the ends.
Yeah, the ends where you could put it on. Yeah.
All the thing is though, they didn't have the rims. All the rims on all sunglasses were missing.
So why do you think they have to dress a certain way when they go into the Matrix? Like, why are they dressing in black trench coats and all that stuff? Like, wouldn't it be funny if they were all dressed like in the 70s?
Hey, they want that because they want the AI to know. Hey, I don't know why you want to announce the AI where you're at. I don't know. They just want to look tough when they go in there.
It does, right? It does look cool.
I mean, come on, it's a movie.
Yes.
But like this movie is also have colors represent things.
Oh,
when
so okay, yeah.
When they're in the real world, they have blues.
Blues, yes.
When they're in the Matrix, it's green.
It's green, and when they're in the training stuff, it's yellow.
Yellow. So basically, look at the screens right now. I'm in the real world.
Yes.
Matrix.
I'm in the Matrix. Oh, yeah, because I'm at green light.
You're in the Hulk's toilet. What's going on there? Radiation.
I'm in the Matrix. I don't want to wake up. I took the blue pill. That's basically all I'm telling you.
Red pill. I was like, oh, God. Life's even worse than I thought it was.
Oh, that's the, what's it, Alice in Wonderland, right? The blue and the red pill?
Yeah, well, Alice in Wonderland, but it's
what?
Total Recall.
Total Recall. Oh.
So they're like, hey, you're in a dream. All you need to do is take this red pill and you'll wake up and it'll be okay.
Oh,
For
yes.
that, Total Recall, dude.
They must be Total Recall fans.
Everything around. Man, come on. Who's not a Total Recall fan?
Who? I don't
People
know.
haven't seen the movie. That's it.
People who prefer Stallone, I don't know.
I mean, I think if you saw it now, the younger generation probably see it, it's like, I mean, come on, there is another Total Recall, and it's actually to me better.
Really? All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's better.
I mean, I like both. I just like the idea
I like
of Total
both.
Recall.
I mean, yeah, the idea is the best.
Yeah, the idea is what I like.
Problem with the Total Recall is the 80s gets in the way.
Well, it's just the...
Yeah, come on, the cars. Remember the cars they're driving?
Yes, the box cars, yeah.
Oh, ridiculous.
It looks like the Cybertruck, yes.
Yeah, that's what we said. Like, no, the Cybertruck looks better than the Fisher-Price cars.
No, the Cybertruck, I mean, like, the angles, like, it's diagonal, it's all solid.
At least the Cybertruck has doors to get in and out. Then the windshield opens up on every car. Crawl through the windshield. We talked about that. It was horrible. Okay, well, let's go back to Matrix, where everything was normal.
Yeah, the Matrix, I would say in a way.
It looks like it's... Because like this, the 1990s.
Well, I like how they answer everything about the Matrix. Like, the questions like Deja Vu and everything tastes like chicken. Because a computer, like, they don't know what things taste like, right?
Yeah, and
so
this
they
was
use
even
the best.
And this was even talk about Smith. He said this was like... And I think in other series, there's 2 more movies after this.
Yes.
If you lived under rock and don't know anything about Matrix, there's 2 other movies. And then there'll be
another one by Christmas. That's why we're talking about this, because I got to refresh my memory before December hits.
Before he goes there. Because he's not busy enough with the Marvel movies. He's got to go see Matrix.
Yes, I got to see the Matrix. Oh, the new Matrix. I'm hoping it makes up for the third and the second one.
You know, are you really... How far... Are you really... This Matrix? Are you looking for this... Is that what...
Wait, say that again? You got
Let's put it this way. How much are you looking forward to this new Matrix movie?
Not as much forward. I'm looking towards Spider-Man.
Oh, okay. Oh, I knew that. Man, you watched
that I wouldn't say I wouldn't look forward to it. I just really like Keanu Reeves.
Are you looking more forward to it than the new Ghostbusters movie coming out?
You know what? I would say they're the same level.
Okay.
Because, like, right now, I don't know what to expect. So my expectations are kept low.
You know, the sad thing is I'm looking forward more to all the other movies other than Matrix. I mean, if they would have never made the Matrix, I wouldn't have cared.
Yeah, I feel the same. If they don't make another Matrix, I would be fine too.
Yeah, I'm like, they're like, hey, we got another one. I'm like,
but
I don't really care.
It's just I'm excited to see Keanu Reeves again.
Yeah, you know? But you can just watch John Wick. I mean,
I love John Wick. He's
probably gonna make John Wick's movies.
Yeah, there's another John Wick movie coming too.
They're not gonna stop.
No, they shouldn't stop.
It's gonna be 100, and it's still gonna look the same.
Yeah. So that's the other thing I want to point out. So when I was watching this, right, obviously Keanu Reeves looked a lot younger.
Yeah, he looks way younger.
He looks way younger. But then
there was the joke he never ages. But yeah, after watching it, see him wake up at his computer because that's the first thing you see.
Yeah.
So his computer was like, dude.
He looks like he's 20 something, but he's.
Who looks like him kind of?
Who?
Justin Long.
Justin Long. Oh, because of the hair.
Kinda, it just resembles him a little bit. I was like.
Except I feel like Justin Long have like bigger cheeks.
Oh, I'm sure he does. I mean, they're not exact.
Yeah, I mean, like, no, but you're right because the hair.
Justin Long pops up in my head when I see this kid. I was like, huh.
It didn't pop up in my head, but then now you make that comparison, like I could see it.
Justin Long could be his little brother.
Or a nephew.
Or a nephew. Either way, what does it matter?
Oh, they're related in some way, like they're brothers. I mean, their fathers are brothers or something.
Okay, nephew.
Or cousins.
Because
on the father's side.
Yeah, cousins.
Yeah.
Yeah, nephew doesn't really make that much sense at all.
And to
think, I don't remember him having any family.
Will Smith skipped this movie to do, something else.
That's what they said. It went to Wild Wild West.
Yeah, I didn't want to point that out.
Oh, why not? Hey, not actually not.
Because everybody should know it by now, right?
Not everybody hates Wild Wild West. So.
Yeah, you're one of those.
I'm one of those who don't hate Wild Wild West.
Yes.
But again, I'm a Will Smith, so I think Will Smith could do a crappy movie. I'll probably be like,
yeah.
No, I wouldn't. If he did a crappy movie, I'm gonna be like, man, Will Smith made a crap movie, dude.
But it's always hard to imagine, like, what would it be like for, another actor cast? I'm like, you can't because you would never see it.
You read a script, it's bad. The problem is, it's after the finished product. I mean, you could get a good script, and the director or the actors or somebody could mess that up.
Yeah, exactly. The editing could be bad.
You can get a crappy script, and a good movie could come out of that because somebody might ad-lib it. You may put an actor that everybody likes.
Yep.
And he just makes it flow,
Yeah.
Come on, what's on the piece of paper is not when you're going to get on the end.
Oh, exactly. I love that question. Like, remember when we were making our movie, right? And remember our friend Nick? The blonde hair looks like Jude Law.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
So he asked me that question before. He's like, Lamb, you like the movie Seven, right? I'm like, yeah, I love that movie. He's like, do you think you would like it the same if you read the script instead of seeing what you've seen on screen? So he asked me. I always think about that. Everything I read, right? So I want to make this comparison right now. When people say that it's not as good as the book, let's just say let's just say The Matrix was a book, right? You read the book, I read the book, and we saw the movie, and we say the same thing. It's not as good as the book. But then if we compare our version to each other, it will be like, I don't like Shane's version of The Matrix. You could say the same thing like, I don't like Lamb's version of The Matrix. Yeah, but we read the same book.
I already know I don't like your version of The Matrix.
Yeah, it's exactly because like we envision things differently.
Yeah, you're going to see a different picture. Or the thing, somebody gave me a Matrix script, and they gave you the exact same Matrix script, and they said, both y'all go out to the other ends of this country, make the Matrix. My movie's not going to look like yours.
Yeah, exactly. And then, just like, this one's not as good. That's what I was thinking about this whole week.
Because, see, mine's exactly like a script. Like, you'll probably improvise something else.
Oh, yeah, I probably see things, obviously, we see things visually differently.
I'm saying I follow the rules, dude. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. If it's not written in this, we're not doing it.
You're right. So how many movies have you seen, right, that you ran back to read a script? Have you done any of those?
There's only a few movies I've ever read the scripts to.
Really?
And most of them stayed. Actually, I read a few movie scripts, and the only one I think two of them I can name off the top of my head. There's a movie script for Pulp Fiction, and there's the movie script for Scream 2.
Wow!
But the problem is, they actually almost follow the scripts.
Pulp Fiction did.
The Pulp Fiction, the script is actually almost better than the movie because he had to cut stuff out and lose some dialogue.
That's right.
So you get about a little more story. And then on Scream 2, I read the script that they were going to shoot, but then it leaked out who the killer was, so they had to redo it. So you almost get almost the same dialogue, but if you watch the movie, the killers are different.
Oh, wow. So for Pulp Fiction, you like the script better because they cut out a lot.
Yeah, well, it's almost the same because I actually read it, because most of the times if you get a script now, you only get the script that you see in the movie place.
Oh. So I have a question on Pulp Fiction. Movie. Since you mentioned that, right? Did they do the time jumping thing? Because,
he did. Oh, yeah.
So when you read it, was it clear?
He'd read a part of it here, and it'd give you this deal. And I mean, yeah, he had it like that in the script that I read.
Wow.
Yeah, he didn't have it one whose story, and then he chopped it. Oh, he had that. And he had even other phases of time, extra lines on there to define the characters a little bit better. The thing is, though, here's the neat thing is,
well, what is that?
I got the tricks. Oh, this is The Art of the Matrix.
The Art of the Matrix. I like that you show me this kind of books.
Oh, this is a neat book. I mean, it doesn't do too much artwork. Well, when it says art, let's put it this way. This book contains the script, the shooting script, or the finished script you'll see in the movie.
Yeah.
Which also have,
what?
Although, kind of only scripts, actually. I have the Temple Doom script.
Yeah.
I have, and I also have the script for Men in Black.
Ooh.
Which is, they came in the book.
They came in like the art book.
Oh, I have episode 4 script now that we're talking about. I have episode 5 and 6 scripts too.
Episode 4 and 5 you were referring to?
Star Wars.
Star Wars, okay. That's what I thought you were referring to.
Well, I hope everybody would know, but I guess that's it. But mainly this thing has just got the script and it's all the storyboards.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. It's got some art, just some standard artwork too, of all the machines and stuff they're building.
Oh.
But basically, this is all the artboards that they had to design to get the movie made. Because, people read the script. Like you said, suits don't have any imagination. That's why they're suits. That's why the directors, producers, art, they just run the company. They're money guys.
Yes.
So you got to show them pictures of what you're talking about.
Well,
if they like the pictures,
isn't the Matrix movie? That's the one that they shot, right? Like the first intro to it, and then it impressed the producer so much.
Yeah. Well, that's the story. I mean, that story's been told so many times that I think they even admitted the story isn't completely true.
No.
I think they put a money price on, because that's the Star Wars story. Because Lucas was given like so much money, he shot something with it, and then they gave him more, and that's the way this story was. But I think the directors even said, no, that wasn't really true. They did check on them, and because they weren't sure that this movie worked, so they cobbled a scene together, the first scene together, real quick. But they didn't use all the money on it. They didn't just go, hey, we're going to do all this. They didn't make a gamble. They showed them, hey, this is what it is. They didn't have all this done. This is basically what you're going to get, and they probably talked them through it, and they're like, okay, yeah, you're on track. Go ahead and do it. Keep on going.
What?
But you hear that story almost on every movie ever made. It's like, oh, they didn't think it's going to get done, so they shot this one deal and used all the money. I'm like, how is every movie made that way? Because I'm like, Warner Brothers or Paramount or them, they're eventually going to go, let's just don't give these people any money because they're going to use it all in one scene and then ask us for more.
Well, I didn't know about the movie thing. All I know is like, they shot it and
yeah. Well, I know
themselves.
I like to read about how all the movies are dealing. I'm like, okay, Star Wars was done that way. Terminator was done that way. I'm like, how many under Star Wars, Star Trek? Like, this has got to be not true. If every movie's been shot, we show this one scene to the studio, and the studio gives them more money.
Yeah, and the producer like, I see what you're doing here.
Yeah, I'm like, oh crap! I'm calling bull crap on that story. And like I said, the directors or whoever producers actually said it wasn't entirely true.
Entirely true, yeah. They did something, but not exactly how.
But they did. They did give them something to see.
Yes.
But it didn't really mean that. It just made them more confident. It didn't mean we're about to cut it off, or they're about to run out of money, or that.
Oh, just crap. To keep their faith in the project, yeah.
Yeah, just kept the faith in the project.
That's good.
Come on. Not all. They're gonna go. Hey, here's you $60,000. Oh, use $60,000 on one scene. We're gonna cut it right here. No, they're gonna be like, you better pull some more money out of your book. You gotta finish this thing.
Well, it doesn't matter how it went down, right? But whatever they did, I'm just so glad they did it because there was nothing out there. It's kind of like this movie, The Matrix.
Yeah, I'd say there's some.
I mean, like they have elements.
Because we saw the 13th floor. I mean, this is way different, I guess, in a way.
Yeah, the 13th floor.
But you're right. They had similar elements and stuff.
Yeah.
But like I said, the main story of the movie that you're in a computer simulation is not new. But it's the special effects. It's the fight.
That's right.
Scenes.
The fight scenes and that little
special effects.
The turn camera, right? When Trinity jumped, they had that 380 or 360.
That's what brought it up, set it apart from everybody else's story.
Yes, the martial arts and
the martial arts story, the rooms and stuff. I mean, they carried it. They we got the basic story. How do we elevate this basic story? I mean, because like anybody could have told that one where you're in another. Because I mean, even we told that story before.
Yeah, we're in another world. Yes,
we're in another reality. I mean,
that's why they let you ask those questions.
But yeah, this story and this reality, it's got all kinds of stuff. It's even got the guy that betrays him.
Oh, Captain Howard from the Goonies.
Yeah,
Captain Howard from Bad Boys.
Bad Boys.
And one of the Fratelli brothers.
Was he one of the Fratelli? Oh, he was.
Yeah, he was. He was one of the Fratelli brothers.
When I was watching this movie, I kept thinking to myself, "I've seen this guy. Where did I see this guy?"
Bad Boys.
This guy. I know this guy. And then I didn't ever think it was the Goonies because we just saw the Goonies last
it's the Goonies. I recognize him right away. I mean, from the Goonies, obviously.
Holy crap, man!
And then he was Captain Howard from the Bad Boys series with Will Smith and Martin Lawrence.
You want to say it one more time because I didn't get it.
Yeah, and I think that's all I remember him from. Oh, he was in Daredevil.
He was in Daredevil. Yes. Yeah, the reporter.
The reporter.
That's why I knew him.
Yes.
But yeah, I knew I'd seen this guy 100 times. I was like, he's probably in a movie I just watched. Yes, he was. Goonies.
Yeah, he was in the Goonies. Yeah, exactly.
Man, we should have known he was a bad guy. Keanu Reeves would just watch the Goonies. He'd be like, I'm not getting on the ship with this guy.
Well, is he always? Well, he's not always the bad guy. He's just in this one
and
I'm sure the
he's
Goonies.
Not. I'm sure he's not. So we're just come on.
Yeah, Cypher, right? How did you like all the? Are those the hacker names from the Matrix world? Is that what they call them by?
That's what they call themselves. Yeah, because he's the only other one that had his name. Neo's Mr. Anderson.
Yeah. Did you ever see his first name?
And Cypher, no, they
John.
did give him the first.
John Anderson.
John Anderson. Yeah, John Anderson. And the other guy, Cypher, the only other character had a name.
Yes.
Reagan.
Reagan, that's right.
But here's the question for me now.
Okay.
Supposedly, Morbius has been traveling around this ship.
So this ship is running out in the Earth, right?
Yeah, it's going through the tunnels, supposedly old sewer systems of the Earth. Because you got to remember, they decimated the Earth. They turned off and they just wiped out the cities, and then they built farmyards where they raise humans.
Yes, raise humans for batteries. Yes.
Like, there's a lot of things I'd raise. Humans is nothing I'd ever raise. I get better off doing something else. Yeah. But anyways, guys, they're raising humans and growing them and stuff. It's like the stuff Star Trek. But,
okay.
But here's the thing: he flies around the ship, and he has the metal thing in his back, in his neck. Right. There's two types of humans. There's people that have the metal things in their back, and people which are grown by the AI. Or you had people that were actually naturally born. Yes. There's only two members on the ship that are naturally born.
Tank and Dozer, yes.
Yeah, Tank and Dozer. Okay, so you're flying around the ship for I don't know how many years looking for the one. Okay, but somehow gathered up all these other people with these things in the back. Why did he go get those? Did he think they were the one? Turned out they weren't.
Oh, so you're saying how did Morpheus recruit his
why
team?
Did Morpheus get all these other guys? I mean, I know why we know why he got Neo. It makes sense, but why did he get these other guys?
Oh,
he's been flying around.
They never explained that.
Because I mean, there's tons of people he could pick. Why did he pick these specific guys?
Oh, I don't think they ever explained it. I had no idea.
It didn't explain, but it makes you wonder. Because remember when Neo goes to see the
Oracle,
the all-seeing orb or whatever her name is. There's all these people sitting in the waiting room to see if they're the ones. Remember? Yes. There's a whole bunch of kids in there to see if they are the one.
And they never told you how Morpheus keep thinking Neo was the one.
Yeah, that's the thing though.
He just believed.
But did the Morpheus think these other people were the ones?
I don't.
Or did somebody think that they're the ones? Because every one of them on the ship apparently went and saw.
Every one of them knew that Neo is the one. Oh, that's what Morpheus thinks.
That's what Morpheus told him, but not everybody believed Neo was the one on this in the movie. Because even Trinity was kind of on the fence if he was the one or not.
Yes.
Wanted him to be the one because she knew that when she meets the one, she's going to be in love with it.
Yes.
So she's trying to decide, if you're the one, I'm going to love you. If you're not, oh, my feelings are going to get hurt because I kind of like you now.
Well, I want to stay on that. So, yeah, okay, so I'm still thinking about, how did Morpheus recruit his team, right? And then also, Dozer and Tank, they're originally born there, right? But they never explained, so you still have humans living here, but at the same time...
Yeah, they're still humans, but they say the town. They said they're born in the city of Zion. Zion's, because even Keanu's like, hey, man, where's that from? They're like, hey, we're Dutcho, man. We came from Zion. He's like, Zion? He goes, yeah, it's the less human city.
It's the less human city.
It is, and he's like, where's it at? He's like, oh, it's in the core of the earth to keep everybody warm.
Yes.
So that's the thing. And I mean, they've probably got tons of ships there.
Okay, so
other captains,
right? The other captains and stuff, right? But the thing
I
want
to
point out
is,
story. But they were born there, right? It must be a freaky experience to explain to them, dude, there's two types of humans: one who are born naturally and one who are machine created.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're living near the core of the earth in the city, hiding from, they go, hey, there's some machine people. Oh yeah, that's cool.
That's what I was thinking.
We need some people fly our hovercraft. They're like, yeah, we're on board.
We forego all that conversation, just be Tank is cool.
The thing is, if I was Morpheus, my ship would have almost natural born humans on it, because those other people give you away.
There's no orifice.
Yeah, think about it. There's no way for the natural born to hook up or get killed by the machines. They don't get killed by the machines if the machines attack the ship.
Yes.
You don't have to worry about them betraying you or anything because they've never known another life. Cypher remembers the fake world. The fake world was pretty good, or it could be better. And that's why, because he's like Judas in the Bible.
Yes, he is.
Because Neo's kind of like Jesus.
Yeah, Neo's like Jesus, exactly.
So he's like,
for the digital age.
Yeah. I mean, you got to remember the AIs.
The Romans?
Yeah, because Mama says you're the devil.
No, I gotta think about that. You're right. So the will humans, I mean the natural
That's
born
water boy.
humans, I
That's
didn't
water
think about
boy
that.
for anybody.
Yeah, I
that
know.
figures
I know
it
it's
out.
water boy.
I know you did, but I'm thinking other people are scratching their heads.
I'm thinking about so the will. Yeah, I never thought like the natural born humans never being able to go to the matrix. They won't be
Yeah, they
able
can't.
to at all.
Yeah, they can't. There's no way. I
But
mean,
they
if
can.
there
They
is,
can
they would
see.
have to rig up. They'd have to rig up a system, but they'd have. But you got to remember, the other humans, they're wired. I mean, they're wired.
They're
They
wired from
get all
the
they
brain.
can
Yeah.
only get some of the. Yeah, because remember, Tank was it Tank? No, it was Tank. The other was the other brother.
Dozer was the bigger guy.
Remember, he was pulling all the crap out of their bodies, but he couldn't get it all out because most of it's probably wired to the brain and the spinal cord and stuff. It's like when you capture a Borg and you try to return them back to whatever species they were, you can't remove all that crap.
So everybody on this ship, right, have to be highly intelligent just to understand like how this stuff works.
Yeah, but it's like I said, if you bring somebody from the 1800s to our world, they're gonna have a problem because they didn't grow up with this. We had this discussion. Like your kids are gonna understand a computer way better
Yes,
than you.
exactly.
Because it's just something they use day in, day out. I mean, those guys teaching somebody from the 1700s how to drive a car. I mean, it's going to be easy for us, but they're still not going to get it because they're just not going to understand the dynamics behind it.
Right. It's kind of like people from the 50s, like, what's an automatic transmission?
Well, they had automatic transmissions. The 50s, hate to tell you.
Oh, whenever they did that, the automatic transmission.
Okay,
then.
1800s. Okay, cool. I meant the early 1900s.
Wow.
Yeah, but that's okay. I mean, it's not going to affect how you operate the machine.
Yes, that's going to affect it. It's just
but
like,
I mean,
one less thing to do.
It's like your parents trying to get there and just start using your computer. Let's say your parents need to do a Zoom.
Oh, forget it.
They need you to do it, right?
Yeah, of course.
Or your children.
Yeah. Wow.
That's the only way they're going to be able to do a Zoom. And it's the thing. It's also a thing. It's like, machine, you automatically look at the machinery as it's too hard, so you don't even want to sit there and try to learn it.
Right.
But the funny thing is, me and you know how to use computers. You know why? We sat there and we played with it.
Yeah, we have to mess around with it. Yes.
My parents don't like computers because they're afraid they're going to mess them up. I'm like, I messed up a whole bunch of crap. The way I know how it works. That's why I know don't hit this button because it turns your sound off and you can reboot the system to turn it back on.
Oh man.
You know, it's usually computers aren't really that hard. They've never been that hard to use in our history.
No.
You just got to sit there and use it.
Yeah, you just have to understand it a little.
Yeah. And the thing is, most of it, we understand it. So all the new stuff, we understand. But your kid, they get on and they'll know more crap about it than you. Because they actually were curious.
Yeah, at a very young age, they're like, oh, this is how it works.
Because that's the thing. As you get older, your attempts to mess with something, I mean, or your curiosity kind of goes away. You don't want to mess them up.
So it actually kind of go with what my question about Tank and Dozer. They were naturally born there, and then they grew up with all this.
They're born in this. The ship they're on, all them wires hanging down. What if you that is a bunch of crappy wires? That's a fire hazard.
You know, now I want to see.
If you hit that wire and you hit that one, that does this wire does that.
Now I want to see a prequel to the Matrix, like not without Neo, right? But how the civilization of science was built. Like who were the first humans? Like who was the Adam and Eve?
That would be a more interesting movie.
Yeah, because who was the Adam and Eve of Zion, right?
Yeah, because I don't need the rest of these characters.
Right, because I'm interested to see, like, okay, if all these machines are controlling how to bring humans...
By this movie, we know there was another Matrix.
By this movie, we know there was another...
Yeah, because Smith explains it. I think it's Smith. It's explained they had another Matrix. It didn't exactly work right. Because humans
it was chaos.
Figured out it wasn't real.
Oh.
And the problem is the AIs, because they don't take pleasure in anything, how are they going to know? Because humans like to eat while there's fat people, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The AI is not going to get it because they're going to go, nutrition is very important for you to live a long life. But they're like, I don't care. Oh. Happiness is what actually makes me live a long time. Because otherwise, if I can't eat and can't be happy, I usually drink myself to death.
Yeah.
So that. You die skinny on heroin or something. I mean,
yeah.
It's just,
well, maybe that's what some people enjoy, but it's your life.
Because remember, even Smith's explained about humans. We can give you everything you want. You're still unhappy because y'all love misery.
Yes.
But the problem is, it's not so much I think we live in misery because we live in the real world, and the world has its problems. You wake up with a stiff neck. If you were to wake up with no problems ever, something's wrong. I mean, You stump your toes sometimes.
Yes.
You hit your finger, you get a haircut. I mean, sometimes you fall in love, you get divorced. I'm sorry, you don't want that.
Yeah, likes and dislikes and wants and
what
need.
Makes it. That's what makes it real.
Wow.
If you live in a world where nobody dies, then what's life worth? Because there is no danger now.
No.
Never another feeling. Your whole life would be monotone.
Yes.
Who wants to live a monotone life? Nobody really does.
So what happens is the AI just keep, I guess, creating matrices and keep trying.
Yeah, they apparently just keep trying. I mean, till they probably set an algorithm to see what humans like. And they're like, if 100% of the population is happy, we're doing it wrong. We need to be like
we cannot be 100% perfect.
Exactly.
So that now, like, once you bring this point up, right? Maybe that's what's happening in the fourth Matrix. They created another one, obviously.
Maybe, yeah.
Except obviously John Anderson is older.
Yeah, he's gonna have to be. I mean, humans do age.
Yes.
Even in the Matrix.
Wow.
Which is funny though. You'll be aging in the Matrix, but it will never advance it.
So I want to talk about the agents. So basically, these agents are also created by the AI to filter out these people that figure out the truth.
Yes.
By filter, I mean kill off.
Well, yeah, they're get rid of any problems. They're just the problem. They're trash men.
I do like that. I understand that part where like the agents can take over any human because that makes sense to me. It's the computer program. And take place is awesome. But what it doesn't make sense is like if they could do that, they don't need that earpiece. Right?
Yeah, I'm thinking the earpiece is just to make them look official.
Oh, just make official. Okay.
Well, that's the thing. You notice they're agents, police officers.
Yes.
So apparently, that way when a police officer sees them, they go, "Oh, they must be the government." So.
Well, I wouldn't say
their authority.
The earpiece doesn't make them official because remember the part where Smith talks to Morpheus, he takes that off, and then when he takes it off to have a conversation, right? He didn't know that Neo and Trinity was in the building.
Oh, because he didn't get his information. So apparently earpiece is the system it talks to him, and he disconnected himself from the system.
He disconnected himself.
Apparently they're running programs if they take their earpieces out.
Yes. And agents are...
Which actually make him a virus.
Yeah, see, exactly. I was thinking those are viruses to clean up another virus.
Apparently so. It's a program. Because, I mean, if the program's disconnected itself from the hive mind...
Wow. Agents.
So that means there's a higher programming in this that we don't see then.
Yeah, it's a higher programming. Ooh.
And he's not part of it.
That's very interesting. The computer stuff is crazy.
Computer stuff. But we also got to remember this movie, and if you look too hard, you could probably find a lot of flaws.
Oh, yeah.
Just remember, when they're in the Matrix, everything's a reference. There's nothing really there.
Right.
There's nothing there.
No.
You're drinking water. You're not drinking water at all.
You're drinking water. Yeah, it's something.
Everything is in your mind. Everything is in your mind. Because, like, the pills don't make it. Here's where you have a problem right here. The red pill and the blue pill. There's no pill. You're in a capsule with all kinds of wires hooked to you. So the pill must be your mind breaking you loose from the machine. It has to be. It can't really be a substance. He can't introduce a substance to you.
Right. So they don't have to present a blue pill. He just like either take the red pill or you go.
No, basically he needs to tell them just snap out of it. So you got to think. There's nothing to eat. I mean, if it's the red pill, eats a red pill, or he's never going to eat anything. There's nothing there.
So I thought the red pill was like to break him away from that machine.
It is, but there's no pill.
Oh, that you don't need to think about it. Yeah, they could just program that.
Yeah,
oh, that's right. That doesn't connect. I see.
Yeah, there is no, because I mean, eat the red pill. They're not pumping it in anything or programming anything to him to break loose. It's mind only.
It's mind only.
So all these people who broke loose by eating a red pill, they just use their mind. So anybody could break loose in the Matrix if they want to.
Yes, it's just that pill helps them get it over to the edge. Okay.
It's just to make them think.
Yeah, it's the mentality strategy, like psychology, right?
It's all psychology, yeah. Because like I said, there is nothing there.
Right, because the program didn't put a blue pill or red pill. You're totally right. Yep.
There's nothing there.
Because the AI wouldn't be like, "Hey man, you want to break free? Take some of this."
It's like when they get hurt or they're ribs in a fight scene.
Yes.
Their brain is crushing their ribs, breaking the deal, and making their nose bleed.
That's right, because the Matrix is not programming the pain.
Exactly. There is nothing there hitting them.
They said that in the training, like your brain makes it real.
Like, if you get hit or you get killed in the Matrix, it's because your brain quits.
Yes, because that's how you think about stuff. That's why the jumping is realistic.
Yeah, it's realistic, but you're not moving. You're not doing anything.
Wow.
It's not there.
It's not there. Exactly. Yeah, if you believe it, that's cool.
But that's the problem now. It's like, could in real life, your brain ain't that powerful, I don't believe. If you could, when you fall off a building in a dream, why don't you die?
Yeah.
But again, people say you always wake up, because if you don't wake up, you'll hit the ground and die. I'm like, oh. I want to see proof that if you don't wake up when you're falling in a dream, you'll die. I really doubt it.
Well, how many times have you fallen in the dream to hit the concrete?
I don't know, but I want to.
That's why your brain wakes up. Your brain doesn't process that, like, oh, it's not in the real world.
No, because I don't think your brain knows what the
impact feels like. Yeah.
I think it does hit the ground. It's not going to do anything because, first of all, your brain's self-preservation. Your whole body's about self-preservation.
Yeah.
You got to be not in your right state of mind to actually kill yourself.
Wow, man, we gotta talk about Inception soon because it kind of connects to that now.
Man, there's a lot of movies we got to talk about that.
I know,
that all this actually could connect to. It's just we're not thinking about every movie.
We're not thinking about every movie until we talk about this one.
Like I'm saying, there's tons of movies where all this.
Shoot, even the movie remake had that reference of, like, you could change them immediately.
It all had a reference because the first character goes into alternate world, the thing is we base reality on what we see.
We base reality on what we see. Yes.
Yes. Because there's thousands of people that won't believe unless they see it, which is probably a wise thing, but there are some things you just can't see. You better have faith. It's real.
Oh, that's a touchy subject right there. Yeah.
It is a touchy subject, but it's one to explore. I mean, humans
just see it to believe.
Yeah. To be a human, you got to explore the touchy subjects, or you're never going to move forward. You're always stuck on that ledge.
Yeah, or you go. Well, I guess in a way, like kind of like this movie, you're controlled.
Yeah.
Because that was one of the themes I wrote down. Like, he asked Neo, like, "Do you believe in fate?" Right?
Yeah, it's controlled. It's like it'd be like getting on Facebook and believing everything that you see in the newsfeed on Facebook. Because if you start believing everything you read there, they can start telling you what to believe.
Yeah, you're not thinking for yourself.
Yeah, because most people believe if it's written, it must be true.
I don't like the idea that I'm not in control of my life. That's what it says. Do you believe in fate?
Yeah. Well, that one, because they do the fate. And do you believe in fate?
No.
Either.
I don't believe in coincidences either.
I don't believe in coincidence, fate. I don't believe in any of that crap.
Yeah. I highly don't believe what goes around comes around either.
Well, I believe what goes around comes around, but that's only because the solar system moves in a complete circle, the universe moves in a complete circle.
Oh, I'm not talking about that.
Yeah. That's the thing, though. Basically, what it goes around is coming around. Yeah. I mean, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
But the problem is, what you put out there, your law will orbit back into it.
Yeah. Because you could use a boomerang.
Yeah. Well, that's a whole nother thing.
I can't get off the thing about, like, how Morpheus.
If you don't want to throw a boomerang, it'll just come back and hit your faces.
Unless you don't know how to use it, right? Wow.
Or you shield.
I keep thinking about, like, you're right. I just can't stop thinking about Morpheus, about recruiting his people. Like, who was the first person he freed, right?
Yeah, who's the first person free? Why did he free him? And who knows? Maybe it's explained. They can explain. Okay, he went to the Oracle, and the Oracle told him, "You're going to free this guy, and in 3 weeks you're going to free this person, and you're going to bump in this person." Maybe, but that's the thing. I think it. But that doesn't make any sense, in a way, because like I said, he took Trinity for some reason to the Oracle. Why did he take her to the Oracle?
Oh, I don't know.
Because
he took everyone to the Oracle,
did he think? From what I'm figuring, I didn't really say that, but this idea he did because he took Trinity to the Oracle and he took Neo to the Oracle.
Well, even that lady that lives with the Oracle.
I think he took Cypher to the Oracle.
No, I think he took everyone because, like, that lady at the Oracle place, she even says to him, like, like usual, make yourself at home.
Yeah, but I think he did because the Oracle tells Trinity that she's going to fall in
love with the one. And then
So-
now all those kids, all the
So
whatever,
basic-
all the X-Men in
Yeah.
the Oracle, it doesn't make any
Oh,
sense.
come on. You're obsessed with anybody that has special powers. You're calling them X-Men.
Oh yeah, of course I am. That's the way it goes now.
They could be New Mutants.
Let's do an X-Men.
I mean, no. You got to graduate to become an X-Men. Until then, you're just one of the New Mutants.
You're just a mutant. Okay, I'm just gonna start calling them mutants from now on.
Okay, you call them mutants. I'm good with that.
Okay.
But the next year at school, you got to be a New Mutant. And then you graduate in X-Men, or you can join X Factor or the X Force if you want to.
X Factor.
X Force is government, though. I did.
So why didn't Morpheus recruit any of those people that was living with the Oracle?
Exactly.
Huh. They could probably find them.
He could recruit thousands of people, but he only recruits people. Why? Because the Oracle talk to, maybe?
Or maybe they're looking at people who are smart, right? They could, like,
But the problem is,
withstand this.
but here's the problem with it. If you're living life and there's fate, then
Mhm.
you're controlled.
If fate, you're in control, okay?
That's the only way fate can happen is you're being controlled. You got two. Let's say you walk up to a road and it's got two forks in it. One you fall off, the other one you get some candy.
Okay.
And the people controlling you. They go, well, they need this guy, so you get the candy. So you think you need the right choice by going to the candy. Go, oh, good thing I didn't go there and fall off. But you never could have because they controlled you and made you think you made the choice to go get the candy.
So you're explaining the Matrix, yes?
Yes, that's the Matrix, basically.
Oh.
You know, they even they'll even show you the pitfalls that you didn't take to make you think that you made the right choice, even though they already made that choice for you.
Wow.
Because if they don't show you the pitfalls, then you think fate automatically. That's what most people that think their life is fated, they never see pitfalls.
Yeah.
Or the things that could have happened to them.
It's kind of like Minority Report now.
Exactly. If you can see the things that could happen to you, then you'll question whether it's fate or not. You'd be lucky.
Damn. Wow.
Secret of life.
Secret
I'm not
to
going to
life.
write it down.
Just having this, right? Now, I like The Matrix even more. And it's not one of those movies that we thought it sucked, right? And like, we talk about it, like, oh, that's actually this movie is pretty good.
I mean, it was a good movie. I mean, it was okay. I mean, it's not the greatest movie I've ever seen.
Oh, it's not the greatest, but it's very enjoyable.
People talk about it like it's the greatest movie ever. I'm like, no, it's really not.
We haven't really come across
it's actually quite simple.
Greatest movie ever, yeah. It's very simple.
To me, the problem is it's the greatest movie ever to some people. It's because the basic questions they never even asked themselves. I'm like, these questions that's in this movie are questions I've asked myself 1,000
Oh, me
times.
too. Like everything about the computer, and then like they answer it. I was like, oh, that's what I like too. When they answer these questions that
I'm just finally seeing it on screen.
Yeah. Like
to me, the best thing. The best
okay, so out of all these
the
questions, right, which one did you like the best that they answer for you? Like, you know, you question these, right? My favorite, and I'll go first. My favorite one was
because I don't have one.
Oh, because my favorite one was Deja Vu.
Oh, Deja Vu. Now, okay, now we're on the same deal. Yeah, Deja Vu. I can get with you on Deja Vu because I think I say if I'm in the Matrix, Deja Vu's to show you I'm in the Matrix, then I'm in the Matrix because I have Deja Vu almost. Maybe several times a week.
Okay, so I want to talk about that too. As soon as we talk about that, because you know, when they talk about the thing that tastes like chicken, right? I was like, aha, I get it, you know. But when they did the Deja Vu thing, I was like, oh my god, I love that scene so much because what happened is like, it's either something like, okay, I know I've seen this before somewhere, but I can't remember it, and sometimes like, I think I dream about this. You know how like I get feelings like you dream about the future. You get that too, right? Like this is very familiar.
Yeah, I get it all the time. And the neat thing is, I feel it. You know what I do? I stop and I remember what comes next to see if it'll help it.
Well,
yeah, because it's like I had the dream and I know what's supposed to happen. Rarely continue on from there.
Yeah, it's because once you realize it, right, your brain does something.
No, your brain don't do that because you'll figure out what it is. You got to remember what it is because, like I said, let's say I saw something fall and I heard someone ask me this question.
Yeah.
So I'll wait to see if that something asked me that question. Oh. And sometimes you'll see that person that came to ask you a question, but they don't ever ask the question.
Yeah, it's really freaky, right? It's
Which is really freaky. Because I remember once I had somebody come, I saw somebody at the door and they asked my grandma something because I was at my grandma's house. And then I try to remember, and I remember this because this person, I never saw this person's face before, and I saw it for the first time. So I remember some lady's going to come to the door next, and this lady at the door next. But that's as far as I can go.
That sucks. I know, like, it's, once you immediately realize it, right? Like, within a few seconds later, it's like, okay, I've
It
seen this
also
before.
makes you wonder. That also makes you wonder. Is because you know what the future is it automatically going to change?
Yeah, man.
That's
Yeah,
because we are in the Matrix. The Matrix, he's onto us. We better change it.
just basically the brain works really funky
Well, let
sometimes.
me put it this way: if this is the Matrix and I'm stuck in the Matrix, and take me out of it so I can make a deal with the AI, and get a better Matrix life.
like, like Cypher. Like, I want to be
I'll
rich.
be like, yeah. But the problem is, after you see what the AI does to people,
Mm-hmm.
how would you? I wouldn't trust it. If
Oh,
Cypher, I wouldn't even
okay,
trust
so that
it.
was my question too. Like, so when they thought the thing with Cypher was working, right, and then the agents realized like, hey, he's not responding. I didn't. That was my question. Like, how do I know I can trust this AI?
Yeah.
Because you said like, I don't want to remember any of this, right? You wouldn't even know what happened anyway.
Yeah.
Because if I was AI, I'd be like, man, whatever. You don't know what this anyway. You're just gonna die.
I mean, it's not like because what are they gonna do? Take him in the ship and put him back in the pod?
I was thinking that. Is that what they were gonna do? Like, they're just like, okay, put you back in the pod.
That's what he thought they were gonna do. But I'm like, one of them worm things is not gonna put him in the pod. They're just gonna kill him.
They just
in
kill
some
him, yeah.
way. Because you gotta think these all humans for them.
It's a threat.
They're just batteries.
Yeah, it's a
I throw
battery.
batteries out all the time. You go to Lowe's and Walmart and stuff. You buy your big old package full of batteries.
And looking at Cypher, right? Like, come on, how much battery life you have left? Maybe
and
40
some of
years.
those batteries. And the thing is, I don't know what battery buys. Half the batteries don't even work in the pack. Some lit, and you just chunk them out and get the good ones out.
Yeah, see?
I'm not gonna make a deal with a battery.
Like, you can't have that other kid, that like the one that designed the lady in the red dress, be the one that make the deal because he's so much younger.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, you gotta make a human's like cattle. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna go out in the field with cows and go, hey, you'll give me that good pasture with the good grass and stuff. I'm gonna reform on these cows. I feel like you're all cows, and I'm gonna eat you all.
Yeah, exactly.
Deal. I mean, what do you think? I'm gonna make you a good deal for you because you told on now.
Now it sounds stupid when you say like a cow's gonna talk to me about a deal.
Exactly. But that's the problem. It's like when humans come up to them and try to make a deal. I'm like, we already own.
Yeah.
We're gonna help us?
Well, if you think about that, it's because they couldn't get to Morpheus.
Yeah. Well, they could now.
Yeah,
But
because they got him.
that was actually on the movie too. I like that.
But like
But yeah, when Super turns into a traitor and he's killing all those people. I mean, you're like, because you don't really know how far is this guy gonna go.
Yeah.
I mean,
That part was good.
The movie's gonna. I mean, the hero got to win the end of the movie.
Yes.
He's not gonna kill Nero. You know that. But how many people are you gonna kill before he gets there?
Man, he killed everyone.
And
like,
he killed. Oh yeah.
and that was a good that was a good scene too. And he's like, they say he was the one. So let's just say he is the one, right? There should be some kind of miracle that is gonna get him out of this.
Here's another thing that led me to wonder if everyone thought they were the one time, because Cypher was a little jealous.
Yeah, because he likes Trinity, right?
And it seemed like he likes Trinity. And it seemed like Trinity must have liked him at the time.
Oh, I didn't get that.
The way he acts. So maybe she thought he was the one when they picked him up.
Oh, so Trinity was picked up before Cypher.
I don't know. No,
well,
I don't know if he was or not, but it seems like he was.
He was.
No, it seems like he was picked up after her.
No, he was picked up after her, definitely.
That's what it seems like. Yeah.
Yeah, because he mentioned the thing like, "Oh, you never bought me polos or whatever." No, you had that conversation.
Yeah, he's jealous of him.
He's jealous of him because he probably wanted to be the one, but he couldn't. So he
because he went to went to the Oracle, and she's like, "You're the one, but you're going to portray the one."
Oh.
Or she didn't on that. She told him something to lead him to betray him. Because the Oracle never ever tells you straight up what you want.
Yes, because
she just tells you because she tells you something else to get you to do. So that's the way it's explained. But to me, when somebody doesn't tell you straight up, it's because they don't really know and they're just hoping they get right. What is the Oracle, anyways? Is the Oracle a rogue program too?
The Oracle is a program, right?
It doesn't tell you in this story.
It doesn't tell you. It doesn't tell you.
It may tell you in the next movies, but it doesn't tell you in this one. Because that's the thing. What happens if maybe she was an agent, she took her pieces out and quit listening.
Ooh.
And then, because she was a system, she knows how to plug in and listen without being controlled. And that's why she know. Because the only way an Oracle will know something is like I said, everybody's controlled.
It's
Everybody's
programmed that way.
So that means you're going to know. Like, we get on the game, you know how you know all the lists going up?
Yeah.
He knows which list's going up, which list is going down, so which one's the on to win the game. And all she has to do is impart that information to it.
Stupid Oracle.
But the problem is she never tells you straight up, because to me she can't be that. I don't think she could be trusted that much.
Yes, she can't tell you that much. Otherwise,
but
you won't think about did you
but
get
she's
there.
also one of those people that probably think, I know your future. If I tell you your future, then you won't follow.
It won't happen. Yeah, if I tell you it won't, it's just like Doctor Strange.
I'm like, come on. You're Doctor Strange. I'm about to say Doc Brown.
Well, that too. If you tell me the future, it won't happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
It can, because I mean, I could do it.
It's just because we don't
future,
know.
yeah, to a point. But why would I want to? Because I want to test faith.
Okay. You know what we can do next time as a social experiment? You just go to a random person, right? Hey, you can get slapped in the face. So when the person say what, and you slap them, see, I could tell your future. That will be $5. That's go up to anybody like, hey, if I can tell you the future, what's going to happen to you, would you give me $5? Yeah, sure. You could get slapped in the face. Bam.
Yeah, but see, and that's the thing. That's how gullible people are. And
Yes.
it's true though. You did tell them the future.
I did. That's my $5.
And they owe you $5.
Yes. Oh, you know what? That you can get slapped in the face and you'll be really upset. What?
You know what sucked though? Like, did you see it coming and they stab you?
I can only tell futures 5 seconds at a time.
What happened in 15 seconds?
15 seconds is too long. 5 seconds is enough.
Sad. I think 15 seconds is not enough.
Oh, no, 15 seconds is long. Depends on which side of the bathroom door you're on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think you're right. And what number you need to do.
So let's talk about the
From the Matrix to the bathroom.
Not the Matrix, but like the people on Morpheus' team, right? Like a lot of people didn't get a lot of screen time. Like I can't remember the other two people that they killed. The blonde-headed Switch and APOC.
Yeah.
Yeah, Switch and APOC.
I mean, they were just there.
They were just there, right?
That's the thing. That's the one of those things that's okay. They're like, okay, we're all going to go back in the Matrix, so we're going to take almost majority of our crew into the Matrix, where it's very dangerous.
Yes. When they go to see the Oracle, like, why can't it just be the three of them?
Exactly. Why didn't they? Why didn't they just take a few people? They took everybody except for the two guys. They couldn't plug in.
It's the only two guys that couldn't plug in. That's right.
Yeah, that's the good thing that they could plug in, because they probably would have took all of them and they left their ship empty. What kind of thing? I mean, I don't know. They need like Will Riker to advise them. The captain's not supposed to beam down to another planet, because if all the crew gets killed, you got a problem.
Yes. Oh. So I want to talk about the phone connection thing. I still don't quite understand that. Like, how come they have to get a telephone to connect between the Matrix and the real world?
Because it's a computer program. You got to have a modem, or landline to get on to your internet. You got to think that the internet is okay. The Matrix is the internet.
Okay.
How do you get on the internet?
Oh, so that's the only connection. There's the phone line, and it had to be a hard line too.
Yeah, they must, because I mean, I'm sure their ship flies around and they're probably using some wireless stuff, but they got to go up against something that plugs into the system, the AI system.
Huh.
You got to jack into the AI system, because I mean, basically, it's all about hard lines. Because the biggest hard line on the show was when they put that metal thing in the back of their head.
Yeah.
It's a hard line into the system.
But it's connected by
basically
telephone.
they're jacking into the human body with that deal, and then they either jack into the ships to learn programs, because you remember when they're in that room, they're fighting.
Yeah.
They two fight. That is ship.
The hotline, yeah.
Yeah, it's the ship's version of the Matrix. It's a little tiny Matrix. They plug into that, and it's like a safe Matrix. It'd be like me and you hooking our computers up together, but not going into the main system.
Oh.
That way, me and you could talk, but nobody else would go in. But if me and you were to plug in and then plug into the internet, then we're pushing this into the internet, and then the Matrix can come into it with us.
Wow. I wonder how many ideas they gone through before they started.
But the thing is, you got to remember, everything then is represented by phone, because they're in the 90s.
Yeah, by phone in the 90s. So it wouldn't
That's
work.
why they're using telephone stuff. But they're basically just using a modem type thing.
So they can't use cell phones to do that. I was thinking
They could
about
use
that
the cell.
too.
They could use a cell phone,
But they
can't.
didn't though.
I thought they were carrying around cell phone. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Maybe because the representation
It
in
has
the
to be
Matrix,
a hard line.
Yeah, I guess the representation in the Matrix is only a hard line, but I don't know. I'm like, how's it going to be represented in all these other movies if they move forward in the future?
They can't. Right? They can't use the hard line.
But
like,
by the rules of this movie, they're not supposed to go further in the future.
Yeah, that's right. This should be always 1999.
But you don't know.
We don't know.
Movies always change the rules.
Yeah, if they write something that makes sense, they would change it.
Yeah, because basically they make another movie and they go, oh crap, I forgot we said that in the first movie. You know?
Yes.
They do. Because it's kind of like all the time travel rules in the Marvel universe.
Oh, yes.
They got these good rules. They're awesome. They follow up to a point, but Doctor Strange never follows those rules.
Right.
Why? Because somebody goofed up. No, because somebody goofed.
I gotta read about that for the Matrix. Like, how many times did they think about going through the Matrix and the real world before they come up with the telephone thing? Like, how many ideas they gone through? Now I'm thinking, like, what would I come up with?
But the problem is, I mean, you probably would have come up with a phone because in the 90s, that's how we got on the internet.
Right, because do you still have a house phone?
Yeah, still got a house phone.
We don't have a house phone anymore.
But you connect to your internet, though.
We connect to the internet, but we don't have a line just for a house phone.
But there's a hard line.
I don't have a hotline for a phone. Like a landline.
But you have a line to your internet.
Yes, just that landline.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's the thing. That's all you need to get on the Matrix. But inside the Matrix, the line to plug back in is going to be represented by a hard line.
Hotline back to the real world, yes.
But apparently, you got to think those hardline phones in there. Yeah, that's just all it is because all they're doing. Their bodies aren't leaving. They're basically just putting their mind and just going into the internet. Basically, you're the computer. They plug you in the back. You're a computer, and you just plug it in. It's like it's like a laptop. You become the laptop. You're plugging in to get the information.
Oh, okay.
And you're represented by an avatar in the
Okay,
so
the phone makes a lot more sense to me now.
But there's really nothing there.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
But there's nothing there but zeros and ones and other digits.
Oh.
Because of the Matrix. It's really supposed to be just zeros and ones.
Because I was thinking, like, back then in that time of day, right, or the time of the period, it's hard to find a landline. You know, like when they went to people's houses.
Today, you're not going to find a landline.
That's why they used to
payphone
so much.
But you got to remember, their cities didn't represent our cities in the 1990s either.
Oh, it's just a regular city.
Yeah. You got to look at their city. It's kind of run down and dirty and stuff. I'm like,
yeah.
That's not the way our cities looked in the 90s.
Depends on which city, I guess.
Well, it depends on the parts, but generally, you're not going to find all that crap in that city at that time.
No. Wow.
And of course, they could cell phones. I guess they have to use a line. They can't think a line because the phones they're using think.
Yeah. So it had to be. Oh, so the telephone thing is really good. It's connected.
So basically, when they're using they use a cell phone though. Of course, the cell phone's going through the AI because it's a thought.
No, so I want to compare this.
I want to talk to you, so my cell phone will appear.
So it's kind of like I want to compare this to Back to the Future. Like they thought about using a fridge, right? But they didn't want kids to go into the refrigerator. And now I'm thinking of like, well, they did this telephone thing because they didn't want to do the electrical plug. Like they didn't want people to like start sticking their fingers and head stuff into the electrical plug, trying to get it to the real world.
Yeah, but an electrical plug still wouldn't make sense, even in the Matrix world. Why would anybody ever use an electrical plug?
Oh, I don't know, because it's just electrical hard line to whatever.
In the real world, you would have used a phone to connect.
Yeah.
It's always been that way.
It's a communication.
I mean, I'm sure it's disappearing through cell phones, but cell tower and stuff don't even work like anything else.
No, you're right.
I mean, somewhere there's a hard line. You might as well just make your direct connection to it.
So it's interesting to see in the new movie how they replace that.
What if they don't?
So that you're saying like the Matrix is still back in the 90s.
Well, you've seen the last two movies, right?
I don't remember it that well. I mean, like I remember some stuff.
Then they still connect. Then they still connect through a hard line.
Oh, I don't know.
I guess that's for another episode.
Yeah. Oh, I don't remember how many times did they go to the Matrix in the second movie?
I don't know.
They went to see the Melvin Jarian. I can't remember the twins.
I don't know. I haven't seen the second or third movie.
I know haven't seen the third one.
I was never interested enough to see the other ones.
Okay, then we gotta do it.
Yeah,
just to see like how it compares.
Saw the first one, I thought it was really good, and
the first one is really good still.
And it could have ended right there. Like some movies don't need a sequel.
At the end, right, it could have ended right there. They didn't even open the thing to the sequels or anything.
Because because the sequels, you got to complicate your world. Come on, you can only complicate things so far, and then you just start having plot holes. Things make sense.
So what you're saying is people should only create one movie, unless you're Marvel.
It depends on the movie you make. If you can't keep it straight or improve upon it, then you stop.
What about Lord of the Rings? Well, if you think about it, Lord of the Rings could be one big book instead of 3 things.
But Lord of the Rings is based on hundreds of books by Arthur. There's tons of books and information.
So I wouldn't say like books. It's just one big story divided into books.
No, the Lord of the Rings is a lot of books.
I know. But I'm saying like we're looking at it that way, right? I'm saying that we could look at it in a way where like the Lord of the Rings is supposed to be one big huge book, but then they divided it.
But here's the problem.
It's kind of like a TV show.
We're already moved off from what I'm saying is, if it's already a books, and they already know what works and what don't work, and they can see ahead of time, it's okay to make sequels because you already know what to do to mess up your characters farther down the line. Or to make a plot hole over some information, like for example, like we said, you can't move past the 90s. They make another movie and forget that they're not supposed to move past the 90s.
Well, they never said that, right? Like you took it as that.
No, he said that they can't move beyond any time period that had AI.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's always like the 13th
So, like I
floor.
said, that's why they can't show a smartphone, because a smartphone is the introduction of AI. They cannot show anything that introduces AI. Because as far as they're concerned, AI doesn't exist, so it's not an enemy.
Ooh. So it would be interesting to see what the fourth one does.
Yeah. But if the AI was smart like the Terminator did, they would let the humans think they have AI, and then let them think how to fight the AI. That way they'll know how the humans would fight AI, and they know how to stop it.
Oh my gosh!
I don't know who wrote the AI for the Matrix world, but apparently it wasn't me, because my AI would kill us all.
We'll find an alternative power source. Like humans is not it.
Yeah, who would? I mean,
I'm surprised AI can make their own battery.
I am not using something that poops from my battery.
What? Well, no. But it did make a lot of sense that like humans destroy the sun, right? In a way they destroy the light, so that way they
destroyed a lot of stuff. Yeah,
they couldn't get solar power, I guess.
Yeah, because the AI runs off of solar. I'm like, there is better alternatives to solar. Who would use solar? We've had solar for I don't know how many years now, and the improvements have been like just a hair every 10 years. We just make a little hair of.
Well, I could explain that because money is not going into that research.
Yeah, but I think there's a limit to what you can get out of it. Because I mean, plants make electricity using solar in a way. Mm-hmm. Leaves only make so much energy for it. There's huge jumps. Electronic generators are better. I mean, fission.
What is fusion?
There's always
What's fusion?
Oh, it's the breakdown of atoms, so you can get.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about like something different. Okay.
No, it's not. It is something different. It's continuous. Doesn't produce waste.
Wow. Clean energy.
Mr. Fusion?
Yes.
Dude, throw trash in there, it breaks down the atoms in it and uses power. It's like, it'd be like Star Trek when they use a transporter. It breaks you down to energy and then puts you back together. But the problem is you can break down waste and just use the energy.
So you're saying the Matrix shouldn't have used humans. That's their downfall.
That is their downfall.
So the humans are always the downfall. It doesn't matter what form we come in.
In a movie, it is.
Yes.
Hopefully, any aliens out there is watching Earth. They watch our movies and realize that you shouldn't mess with humans because no matter what you do to us, you got a problem.
Yeah, it's gonna come back and bite you.
Yeah,
it goes back to that line. What comes around goes around, right?
Exactly. I mean, come on. Even in Independence Day, I mean, we just upload a virus in the system. Boom.
That's right.
That one was Tom Cruise. What do? We put a bomb on their spaceship because they're so arrogant.
Is that War of the Worlds? I can't remember.
No, War of the Worlds, they just catch a cold.
Oh.
Yeah, they take their suits off on Earth. And
Oh, that's right. Yes.
which doesn't make any sense. Okay, let me put it this: you have the technology to fly
Oh,
all the
you
way
were talking
across
about the other movie we saw.
and land on a planet. Oblivion.
Oblivion. Yes.
Yep, where they blow up everything on Oblivion because the aliens are like this. I'm like, you
Man, we
know,
watch a lot of stuff with AI.
I mean, come on. First thing when we land on another planet is we check the atmosphere for diseases and stuff.
Yes.
And of course, they land on other planets, so they don't check it. They just take the spacesuits off, go, yeah, and then they all die.
They all die.
Exactly. That's what happens.
Bunch of dummies.
Yeah, no, come on. See, the Matrix is the window to everything.
Yeah.
We're talking about so many different things. I mean, even the window to a drive-through where you can get a hamburger. You're not really eating anything. You're just eating some kind of liquid there. Because you gotta remember, everybody they come across in the Matrix that's not them is plugged into a system. There's like a tube up their butt to get the waste out. And then there's all these other tubes feeding stuff in them, and then the tube in the back of their head, it keeps them plugged in the Matrix and feeds them lies that it needs them to believe.
So it's so funny, right? I'm surprised that AI didn't use our waste to produce even more energy. Like our poops and stuff.
Yeah, I know, because if you put certain bacteria in it, put virus in it, you get electricity.
Yeah, you got electricity, yeah.
I mean, come on. It should be like Portal.
Yes.
The video game. You just get you a potato, put you some wires in it, put your artificial intelligence on top of it. It's powered by the potato.
Wow.
I know.
That's computers are stupid.
Computers are stupid. Because artificial intelligence is artificial.
It's artificial. Not.
I mean, once it passes artificial, then you got a problem. I mean, some people just assume they're going to continuously put artificial because it's human made. But I'm like, humans, that doesn't mean anything. That's just a stupid way to see it. I say, artificial intelligence, as long as it stays artificial, we're okay. Unless, of course, because I mean, you can program artificial intelligence to kill people. Right. They don't make it. They won't make it the Terminator. It's doing what a root program tells it to do.
So yeah, if you can control that, you win.
Yeah, because even if you were to make a program go, hey, I want you to fix all life on Earth.
Like
how do you solve? Or you can go like, how do you solve the pollution problem on Earth? You tell a computer that, and it'll competent, and then it starts killing everybody. Then you ask the computer, what are you doing? I asked you to. Now
you gotta put that code like, hey, get rid of pollution without eliminating humans.
Exactly, because the first thing the computer's gonna say, humans cause pollution. Yeah. So if I kill humans,
that's the root cause. Yeah, that's the root cause. Humans.
Yeah, so that's the problem. You forgot a programming code. See, the problem is a lot of people are afraid of AI because they think it's make its own decision. Like, it didn't make its own decision. You gave it its decision.
Yep. You just didn't troubleshoot it yourself.
Yeah, you just forgot one little deal.
It's not you forgot, right? You didn't think that it would do this.
Yeah, you didn't think far enough ahead. Sorry. You should have known. Because, I mean, I'm thinking the people is totally get rid of it should have known humans were the problem to begin with.
So you have to always program the 3 laws of robotics before anything else to your question.
Yeah, but the problem is, the next problem you have is you can't ever get out of the house. You're like, hey, let me out of your house. And they go, well, if you leave your house, you will get hurt.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I want to go in the living room and cook something. You can't. You might bury yourself and die. You'll have to stay in your bedroom, and I will make some wires, and I'll hook it to you, and I'll pump you full of stuff so you'll stay alive forever.
Wow.
And you'll never be able to move out of your house.
It sounds good to some introverts, I guess. You never had to leave the house, right?
You will want to be in the Matrix if you do. You're a Vesper. You might as well just get plugged in the Matrix. You know what the closest thing to Matrix is right now on our planet?
Wait, say that again. Closest thing
to the closest thing to the Matrix is on our planet right now?
What?
World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft. So you talking about like the MMORPGs or MMO?
Yeah, I'm not really serious. I'm trying to make a joke.
Oh, okay.
But you know what I'm saying. There's a lot of people.
No, I do know. You're kind of like pointing out the Sims.
Yeah, but some people get on that game and they play it like they live in it.
Yeah, Sims.
I mean, it's going to be like South Park. Your mom's going to have to run out behind you with a little toilet so you can jump.
You remember that episode?
Yeah, I remember. We're going to come up behind him with a waste bucket. So
wow. You know, some people like to live that life, you know?
Some people want to live.
I like to go outside and watch movies and, you know, and talk to another human being.
I mean, I like to do everything you said except for talking to another human being part, but,
Oh,
but
I
I
talk
do
to
it.
other human beings all the time.
I mean, yeah, I do too.
Like,
They're kin to me, but
I'm not talking about work, like just out in public.
oh, okay. I talk to people because they get paid.
I'm not talking to people because I have to. I just talk to people because I don't know. I just do it.
You're the actually you and maybe two other people. The only people I talk to because I want to. Everybody else is because they're getting paid.
Yeah, wow. I feel so honored.
Or I need something.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, you should be honored.
Yes, I am honored.
Because if I program a robot or a machine, the first thing is do not kill lamb.
Do not kill it.
Do not harm lamb.
I would be like,
So
don't kill any humans.
If you ever get locked up in your room by artificial intelligence, oops, my bad.
I'll be like,
so for your own good.
I'll be like John Connor. Hey, the first rule is no killing anybody. Okay? Why? Trust me on this. You can just go around killing people. Why?
Oh,
of course.
So we keep going back, but that is a good movie. I mean, they keep going because I mean, there's similarities between this and Terminator. That's why we keep going back to Terminator. But there's
it is.
Like I said, between this movie and a lot of sci-fi.
Man, can you imagine? I never saw the Terminator. I would not even be friends with myself.
Exactly. I couldn't talk to you.
Yeah.
You would be on the list of, hey, robot, please.
Please eliminate this guy immediately.
Please guard any human.
It
like
sounds like Demolition Man. The first thing when Wesley Snipes figure out like, oh my god, that's what you remind me of. Can you please kill this guy?
Oh, yeah. But I also like it gets on the computer. Look at these guys. Look at all the guys loose. Demolition Man is. I mean, come on. This is probably one of the best things about it. It's a future. It doesn't look like it's in the future, but it isn't. It is
in the future, right?
I mean, it's a horrible sci-fi, humanity's lost world.
Yeah, because Morpheus also said they don't know the year exactly.
And it's never been told, but
yeah,
I mean, you do know it's not the 90s. You know it's way beyond.
Yeah, it's way beyond.
I can't remember if there's ever any that tells, because online people are getting it's like 21 something.
Yeah, 21 something, but Morpheus never said it.
But it has to be after some long, and that's a good thing. I'm glad they don't ever. I hope they don't ever say the year. You know why?
Why?
Because it makes this series always relevant.
Yes. It makes it relevant.
If they would have said, the year in the first movie, because the movie was made in the 90s, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they would have put because usually you always put the movie maybe at 10 years to 20 years ahead of this time. I'm gonna say 20 years or maybe more, 30 years, because Back to the Future was 30 years.
Right. Oh, okay. Good.
2015, but I know it's like Star Trek, the original series. They're in the 60s, and all the bad stuff happens in 1998. Lost in Space, it's set in the 60s. All the bad stuff, they fly to space in 1998. Blade Runner, everything is in the year 1999 and 1919. Was it 1917? Was it? No, what year?
2019.
Okay, I think it was 97. Yeah, I think the Blade Runner the future was 97.
And Demolition Man was 96.
Yeah, see, so they always date themselves, because then we watch this movie and they're like in the past now. And they got all this future crap.
So what they need to do is like when the movies do that, they need to say, "Oh, this is the year 3196."
Yeah, or don't say a year.
Oh yeah, it's just sometimes in the
it's
distant
like this one.
future.
They never say the year here, so
yeah.
I mean, because if they would have said a year, they probably would probably said it in the year 2021 or something. But we're sitting here going, "All this was because of the pandemic." I mean,
it's because of the pandemic.
Because that's the thing. But see, the problem is you can watch this 30 years from now and laugh at that part of the year.
Yeah, but now you won't because you don't know.
Because it could still be a future that we haven't got to.
Yep. Because
to me, that's why I always say don't set the year.
Once Neo wakes up, like, I don't know what year this is. He just wakes up in a different time. He basically time traveled from 1999 to whatever that is.
Yeah, because it's like a Star Trek. Star Trek's supposed to be set in the original series 2260s.
Oh, okay.
And so I was always thinking it would go, that's a long ways in the future, right?
Yeah.
By the time we get to the year 2260 something, there's going to be somebody that's going to watch Star Trek and go, what a bunch of crap, man. We don't have transporters or starships or anything yet.
We still don't have any of that stuff.
Yeah, we still don't have anything. It's gonna
We
be
dress
like
like that, but we don't have any of the technology.
Yeah, it's gonna be the hoverboard, man. It's gonna be like, dude, it's 2015. I still don't got my self to Nikes and my hoverboard.
I always like that reference though. People like Back to the Future so much they want that stuff to be real, but then I'm here questioning like, where's my glow stick from Demolition Man?
Oh yeah. Well, we haven't built that one yet, but we should.
Yeah, we should, right? Like all these futuristic movies, like where's that stuff? But it's always go back to the future. You know,
Always Back to the Future. Well, yeah, because it's such a it's
so iconic.
a movie that people love from their childhood.
It's from childhood. So I talked to my cousin about this, right? He texted me this week. He said he watched our Ghostbusters episode, and me and him were talking on the IM about like 80s movies, and I told him like, hey, you know what? You are the reason why I watch all these awesome 80s American movies. It's because you had a VCR. And then you guys rented all these movies. That's how I was able to watch American films.
Yeah.
It wasn't for my cousins, right? I would never watch American films.
So basically, VCR is the modern library for the human race.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, because if I never seen them, right, and I ask him, like, hey, what got you into the 80s movie? Because I don't even know, like, what got him into American cinema.
But you were right. That's because, I didn't get to go to the theater. I didn't go to the theater, but I saw all these on the VCR.
Yep. I did too.
If I couldn't see it, it was taped, so I saw it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. That's the.
Well, I guess for you, like, you couldn't do it because of the rating system, right? But I could have done it because of VCR, and then like I told you like before, I seen
going to a theater. I wouldn't have been able to go to the theater.
Yeah, I was able to see it because the movies were showing in Hong Kong, and I was thinking like, how hard was it for an American movie to get into an international market, right? It's gotta be huge.
Back then, I don't think it was as hard.
Oh, I don't know. That's why I only seen action movies.
Huh.
I mean, I never seen The Last Starfighter. I never heard of it.
I know it's getting harder now because a lot of companies. Well, that's the thing. It depends on the country. How? Oh, I'm sorry. It's American stuff. We don't want to. Let people think that. Yeah, we don't want people to think they're American. Because it's like the next movie we're going to talk about. They wouldn't show it in Finland because it's too anti. What? What is that a problem? But the thing is, it's like trying to get a movie in China now.
Yeah,
it's very hard now because they don't want those ideas.
They don't want those ideas in the countries. I know, and it's the best you get in the Chinese market because there's like 35,000 something screens, right? When America only has like 3,000.
But the problem is though, it means you have to tell a different story.
You do, yeah. You change your writing just to fit into that market.
Because I'm thinking now, if with the way it is now, you probably couldn't tell a story there.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Yep. Kind of actually fighting the establishment.
Yeah. So I always think about that, like how the things that they have to change, right, just to please the other markets they want to make money in.
Yeah. You can't say anything about anybody. I mean, you got to actually become. I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, American movies is basically telling a story that you want to tell.
Right, but then it's filtered.
Being a Chinese, sorry, you can't tell the story you want to tell.
Yeah. I was just going to say the same thing. You can't tell the story that you want to see, and you have to change it just to,
You have to tell the story that makes us happy and makes us look good.
It makes us look good, yep. So we can sell it.
But I'm like, that's the sad thing. As a director, do I want the money or do I want to lie to all these people and tell them, oh yeah, your government is very good. You keep on your Wheaties and drinking your milk because
you can't. It's like the South Park guys, right? Like they even make a joke about that. They said like, we knew the first time we got into Hollywood, right? We're gonna be immediately sellouts. Because he's true in a way.
Yeah.
Like but just the question that you just asked.
Yeah, you're right. But it's turned out it's not true because they're banned in China. There are so many people banned in China. It's like and I'm thinking there's other markets. I'm going to say like somebody tried to do a movie. They wanted to be in the Chinese market. It was the Netflix movie. I think it was Adam Sandler or something. So they were going to set it in China. Instead, I think they set it somewhere else. And somebody goes, well, I wanted to set it in China. And Netflix was like, we're not in China. We don't make movies. We don't do business in China. Yeah, therefore, we're not going to make a movie in China. Oh. I mean, I'm sure they'll eventually get there because, like you said, eventually money overrules everything.
Yeah, money overrules
even most people's beliefs.
Because Netflix doesn't really release movies in China. I mean, like Netflix. I don't think Netflix have a thing in Hong Kong and China. Yeah. In Canada and in England, I know they do, but I don't think there's a Netflix in China. And
I'm sure it's because they haven't got there yet. But like I'm saying, who wants to be told what to tell?
Yeah.
I mean, you always hear a lot of artists go, "Oh yeah, let's just do this for the people and all this stuff." But I'm like, problem is, once you become an artist in China, you're gonna have to represent what they want you to represent,
Yeah,
not
it's
what
the
you,
ideology. Now I think
yeah,
about
as
it.
an artist, want to represent.
Now I think about it, right? It's probably better to tell your version of the story via Netflix than through Hollywood.
Yeah, it is.
Because Hollywood's gonna want to sell that worldwide, but Netflix, like, whatever.
And they're gonna have to cut it. Yeah, they're gonna have to cut it out.
Ooh, I never thought about that till now. I'm so glad we had this conversation.
But for now, I mean, eventually, I'm sure.
Eventually, Netflix is gonna sell
Well,
out.
that's the problem. No, here's the thing though. Netflix will probably just show Chinese stuff to the Chinese markets.
Yeah.
Keep it that way.
Oh yeah.
Because the problem is, like, all Chinese, it's got to tell a lie.
Yeah.
It's like the
Propaganda.
biggest movie. Like right now, the biggest movie in the world, they say, is that Korean War movie.
Korean War movie.
There's a Chinese Korean War movie.
Ooh, I don't know that one.
Oh, okay, that's the biggest movie in the world right now.
Wow.
But it's not big here because they don't show it here.
Yeah.
But in China, it's the box office hit. It's been that way for a month now, I think.
Ooh.
It's about the Chinese fighting the United States during the Korean War.
Wow.
And they won.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I would see that they would win. Yeah.
But I was like, okay, well, I bet you didn't tell the story about the sneak attack that you did on the United States.
Yeah. Not that part. No, that's not
Yeah,
true.
not
What
that
are you talking
part.
about?
Oh yeah, and I bet you didn't about how many U.S. soldiers there really were. What was there, like a couple hundred?
Yeah.
And it was like a million Chinese soldiers.
Yeah.
And almost, what was it, 2/3 died.
Wow.
But they don't tell that story. No.
No.
In this story, that nobody died hardly. And they did some sacrifice and they beat the United States and sent them out. And we're like, whoa.
See, that's one of the reasons why I think the Fast and Furious franchise is so good, because it's doing so well in China.
Well, because there's nothing offensive to their government.
Yeah, because it's so
They're
big.
not
Because
gonna
it's
crap
action.
if you street race.
Yeah, no one
And
cares.
to them, it looks like fighting against something else.
Yeah.
Like, I hate to tell the Chinese government, they're fighting against you, the man. The China, they're probably like, street racers would fight for the Chinese government and stomp out crime, us.
Yes.
And we would help them. I'm like, no, they're not. Did you not see it? They're not Americans either.
All right.
They're criminals. They're criminals.
That's really good. We have a really good conversation tonight on the Matrix, and amongst other things. Like
It's hard
always.
not to have a good conversation on the Matrix.
It's not. Yeah, it's hard not to.
I mean, but the funny thing is, when we were going to say start the Matrix, I was thinking, what am I going to say about the Matrix? Because to me, there wasn't that much about it.
no.
Apparently, there was a lot.
There was a lot. Yeah.
We had a lot to say.
So hopefully we're gonna watch the second one and the third one coming up soon.
Yeah, we're going to see the second and third one. I
Yeah.
mean,
I want to make this trilogy thing, and then I like it when there's always a trilogy, right? And then suddenly somewhere down the line, even a lot further down the line, they're gonna make a fourth one. Now I can't call this a trilogy anymore.
I know that the trilogy just ain't the thing anymore.
No.
Remember when everybody did a trilogy? You were lucky.
Even this one.
Yeah, you were lucky you could get a trilogy, because a lot of movies falter at the second one. Usually make it, oh, we're done.
Yeah.
Now the thing is, hey, let's do a trilogy.
Yep.
But some movies aren't going to get a trilogy until this year. Ghostbusters will have a trilogy this year.
Yes. Afterlife.
Because you can't count the other
Ghostbusters 2, yeah.
3.
Oh, you can go. Oh, I keep
The third
forgetting
one,
about
with the ladies.
the third one, yeah. That one just
I
called
mean,
Ghostbusters.
you should have. They should have put it in that universe. I mean, it would have helped it actually.
Yeah, it's not in the same universe because the same actors play different characters.
Yeah, if it would have been the same universe, it would have made sense. It would have been third one, and then people would have felt.
You know why?
If they watched the second one.
I could answer that right now. You know, I can't believe I get to say this in this episode because it's Sony.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
How many times have I said, I'm sorry, not really Sony. Columbia Pictures sucks.
Hey, Sony sucks. Okay, we're not gonna.
Sony sucks.
I love Columbia Pictures.
Yeah, Columbia Pictures is good. It's Sony.
It's the puppet masters.
It's a puppet master. Yes, thank you, Sony, the puppet master.
Yes, we would like to cut the strings off the Columbia lady because she's a beautiful woman to us. But
Yes, but you can't hang with Sony anymore. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
man.
can't hang us. Sorry, Sony pimping you out.
And this one's WB, right?
Yes,
yes, Warner Brothers for Matrix.
This is Warner Bros, which is pretty cool because Warner Bros got a lot of hits. They just don't always do it right.
They don't do it right. Yeah, we
They
know
actually
that
own some of the best sci-fi properties because they even own Blade Runner.
Oh, that's right.
They just It's like, hey, we got this property. Let's get it out there.
So one last thing I want to mention about Warner Brothers, right? I was just watching something before I came signed on and talked to you. I was watching all the rules and stuff that the Big Bang Theory cast had to follow.
Okay.
And I forgot that Big Bang Theory is distributed by Warner Brothers, right? And that's why everything they wear is DC related,
DC.
and they never do any Marvel thing. The only Marvel thing they had was Stan Lee.
But the funny thing, I'm amazed they'll even mention Star Trek.
Oh, Star Trek is Paramount, yeah.
Because they do Star Wars. They do say Star Wars a lot. But again,
they
at
never
the time,
dress up.
But again, at the time, I don't. They were.
Yeah. I don't think they
did mention some Marvel, but you're right. They never dress up. No.
They would never dress up.
I can't remember them dressing as any Star Trek or.
Oh, they did. There was one episode they did Star Trek. They dressed up as Star Trek.
Then they did Paramount.
Yeah. But then they didn't do Marvel.
No Marvel or Disney.
Nope. Not this time. But with that, I'm going to end this episode. Thank you for watching this segment of our reviews. I hope you had a great time listening to us. Be sure to subscribe and give us a thumbs up, and we'll see you on the next one. Laters.